Kirsty and welcome to our session called Dear Future Self. Today we're going to be thinking about what the future holds for you. That's an interesting thought. So what will your future look like in 10 years or 15 years or even 30 years? It's an exciting thought and one that we're going to chat about today. Right, let's get started.
Have you ever thought about what your future might look like? How will you be spending your time? Where will you live? What will you be doing for work? And what things from your childhood will be important to remember? Do you think we can guess what the future has in store for us?
Here's one of my favourite quotes, and it's by a writer that you've probably heard of, William Shakespeare.
It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves.
And I think that quote sums up perfectly what this session is all about. We're thinking about ourselves in the future and taking charge of that future, deciding what we love, what inspires us, what gets us really excited, and then planning that into our future. When you read this letter in 10 years' time, what do you want to remember? What do you want to be reminded of? What hopes and dreams do you have now that it would be interesting to see if in the future any of those have changed or come true or completely altered and that you're on a new and exciting path?
It's think time. Pick an age and have a little daydream about what you might be doing when you reach that age. This could be anything. It could be a job or a place that you've travelled to, who you live with, or what you like to do for fun. Then write this down or draw a quick picture of it or talk to the person with you about what you might be doing in the future. I'll give you a moment to have a think. Here's some inspiration. There are lots of reasons to write a letter to yourself in the future. Could be for a moment of self-reflection. It gives you time to slow down and celebrate your achievements and think about what you enjoy now and why. Your letter can also act as a stepping stone for you to maybe try new things. You might discover something about yourself you didn't already know. And by the time you've finished your letter, it will be really clear what's important to you, and this will help you to create exciting opportunities for yourself, doing things that make you happy. The letter we'll create to your future self is a great way to get a clear vision of who you want to be in the future and to show the progress you've made. Time for a happy hint. Remember, achievement and success are not only found through your career or your qualifications. One of the biggest achievements is to live a happy life, choosing kindness, adventure, creativity or exploration. Always be proud of the bold choices you make.
So let's have a think about some special moments that you want to remember. Moments that are really special just to you. And these don't have to be really big life events. These can be just the small special moments, like the time that you made your mum laugh so hard that tea almost came out of her nose, or the moment when you first flew a kite and how that felt. Or it could be when you met your baby brother or sister. It could be decorating your bedroom. It could be going to play football with your friends. Whatever it is, those special moments are what make us really unique. And they're worth remembering. They're worth reminding our future self of. So what would you write down in your letter? Which moments do you most want to remember?
Pick some moments from your life so far that you really want to remember in the future. It's think time! So have a think about what made those moments so special. Pick 3 to 5 moments and think about what made them really, really special. What makes them so important that you've got to put them in your letter? You can write these down or draw a picture, or if you're watching with someone, have a chat to them, or just have a think about it. I'll give you a bit of think time, and here's some inspiration.
Everyone is different. Isn't that great? There is no one else quite like you. And we all have different interests and things that make us happy, things we enjoy doing. What activities do you really like? I love swimming in the sea, and I love singing really loudly, and I really like drawing, even though I'm not sure I'm all that good at it. I love doing it. So what are your favourite things? What do you really, really like to do?
If you could spend a day doing anything you like, what would it be? Would you create something with Lego? Would you learn some more space facts? Maybe you'd curl up in bed with a brilliant book. You might go to your grand's house and do some baking with her, or you might spend the whole day doing gymnastics. What things would you still like to be enjoying when you're older? Remember, there are no right or wrong answers. Your favourite things are totally unique to you. Nobody else will have a list quite like yours. So if you love playing the violin, collecting shells and baking bread, that's great.
So what are you going to include in your letter? Here's some time to think. Write down or draw or talk or think about your favourite things to do that you'd like to tell your future self about. This section is all about you. So what are some of your best qualities? If other people were describing you, what would they say? You might even want to ask your friends or family how they would describe you. What words would they use? I asked mine, and one word that came back again and again was how calm and patient I was, but also how I quite liked being silly. So in my letter to my future self, I'm definitely going to write, I hope you still enjoy being silly, and I hope that you are still managing to be patient and calm even when things get tricky. So what qualities would you write about to your future self? What would you still want to be in 10 years' time? Would you still want to be energetic or funny or thoughtful? Have a little think.
What are some of your best qualities? Think about how other people would describe you. You might even want to ask your family or friends. Next, think about which of these qualities are most important to you. If you think one of your valuable qualities is that you are patient, you can add this to your letter to your future self as a wish. I hope you are still patient. Okay, it's think time again. How would other people describe you? What are your best qualities? Write these down or just have a think about them. Or if you're watching with someone else, have a chat about it. There's a few listed here, but there are so many more. There's no right or wrong answers, remember. Just think about what makes you, you. Here's a bit of time to think.
This is my favourite part, guys. You're going to love this section. So here we get to guess. We get to predict what we think we'll be doing in the future. So what do you think the future holds for you? Take a guess. Well, I certainly didn't think I would have done all the things that I've done or be right where I am now when I was 15 or 10. So what about you? Have a think. What do you think you'll end up doing? That might be a particular job that you might do. It might be to do with where you're living, what sort of family you might have, what kind of things you will have created, places you'll have visited, Oh, there's a lot to think about. So, fast forward in your mind. What are you going to be doing in the future?
So let's have a guess. A fun thing to add to your letter is a prediction about what you are doing in the future. How do you think you'll be spending your days in the future? You might think you'll be competing in triathlons or studying ancient history at university. You might even think you'll be travelling around Asia or have your own cake making business. Remember, no right or wrong answers. What do you think you'll be doing? In a few years' time, when you read your letter, it'll be really interesting to see if you were right.
A great way to end your letter is with some questions to your future self. So think about what you'd ask yourself in 10 years' time. It might be, how different are you now? What's changed? It could be, what's been your happiest moment? Has anything unexpected happened? So have a think about how you want to end your letter and try ending it with a question. That will be great to look back on in the future.
It's think time again. What would you ask your future self? A great way to end your letter is with a couple of questions for the future you. Here's a few to think about. What else would you ask?
A quick reminder that your letter doesn't actually have to be a physical letter. This is a message to the future you. So you could do that in loads of different ways. Here's some ideas. If you don't fancy writing a letter, you can do all sorts of things. Have a look.
So a last reminder that you don't actually have to write your letter. There are so many other ways you could create this message to your future self. You could record a video of yourself talking. You could create a picture or make a scrapbook, produce a PowerPoint, or create a photo album with little notes next to each photo. There's loads of possibilities. So here's a last recap of the sections we covered that can be added together to make your complete letter. Moments to remember. What are some of your favourite memories and why are they special to you? Your favourite things. What do you really love or enjoy doing? All about you. What are your best qualities? How would others describe you? And then take a guess. What will you be doing in the future?
Oh, I have loved spending time today with you guys, and I hope that you found this session useful. Who's going to write a letter to their future self? Let us know, and let us know how you got on. How many years in the future are you going for? Is it to future you in 10 years' time? Is it to future you in 2 years' time? There's no rules. You do what you want with this project and have fun along the way.